Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some of y'all and peace out to the rest of you. Hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. So here goes. Shout out to BOA, Book of Alpharonomy. I appreciate that upload in which you featured that lady from the home continent whose accent I can identify as Southern Nigerian. I can't rule out Central Nigeria, but if she's not from the South, then she's from the center. She doesn't sound like a Northerner to me. Nonetheless, you know what? She may not even be a Nigerian citizen because you have some other nationalities whose kids grow up and learn English in Nigeria, but that's where she's learned English at the very least, I know. And that's very telling because she came from the home continent. Now, although Lagos is different from other African cities and it's even different from the rest of its own country, the fact remains that the continent overall is not really that lackadaisical about women cheating, especially married women. A girlfriend, you might say, okay, well, you bye, get out. But a wife, no, she done made a commitment. I want to tell y'all straight like this. What that lady said, gentlemen, was nightmarish. She sat up and said women can't be any better than what we're seeing them do. They can't be any better than cheaters. That's what she sat up and said. They have to cheat. They can't just be committed and monogamous. Now, if they can't do it, then we wouldn't blame them. We would not look at it and say, what the hell, man? That's not, anyway, the fact is that she was sitting up and saying this. And she told men not to leave a cheating woman for another woman, thinking the next woman ain't going to cheat. She told us if you leave her for Nancy, Nancy's cheating. You leave Nancy for Mary, and Mary's going to cheat. Pretty much saying they all going to cheat. Now, I'm not one to believe that they can't help it, but I do believe that she believes what she says, that they're going to cheat. And she wasn't socialized in a nation that looks like it's nothing. But Book of Alpharonomy did point out something. He said, look, you're in a society now in which there are no negative consequences to cheating. There are actually, socially speaking, negative consequences when women are faithful. Now, this is what I've been saying. When you're dealing with these wicked witches of the West, understand that the good ladies may exist, but they can't necessarily show themselves. Good women have to fight social pressure from other women to be as good as they are. Pink Book Lessons can't afford to put her name and face up on there. Kendra Davis, aka Crimson Cure, has taken enough of a risk herself doing that. And I don't know what happens to her when she goes out in public. I really don't. I worry about her, actually, because her name is out there. I know that where I grew up, for a woman to be faithful, she could probably be left alone for being faithful and not cheating. But even where I grew up, being faithful to me could have gotten her into some social trouble. I knew that. I was a grown man by the time I realized it, but I knew. So in any case, the message was you don't go to these side dudes and ask them what she likes so that you can be better in their eyes. And that's what she was saying. And I'm glad that Book of Alpharonomy was like, no, that's all right. But I want to point something out too, and that is that when a man knows he's the side dude, as far as he's concerned, he's winning. She's not his responsibility. Her needs, her upkeep, maintenance, her lifestyle are not his responsibility, not his burden, but he still gets to smash. That's what goes on. That's when he knows he's a side dude, he knows he's getting an unfair advantage. So walking up to him just as a man and saying, look, man, what is it that she's into? Ain't gonna do anything to smooth the situation over. For one, he don't want to deal with you if he doesn't hate you. Two, you go to him like that and he may very well lose respect, especially if he's immature enough to think it's okay. Now, you got guys that don't know that the ladies in their water involved. Or they don't think these ladies are taking them that seriously, for that matter. You got dudes that they may not think they're the only ones, but they don't think that she's really committed to anybody, let alone married. You got cats like that. But when they know what the deal is, they don't have an incentive to tell you because they know they get an unfair advantage. They're not going to tell you how to turn around and be her everything. And they know what that is. Now, if they have some kind of conscience and they don't like messing around with married women and they don't know she married or otherwise committed according to her own morals, then they may feel bad when you go to them and ask them, and they may very well not be inclined to tell you, because then they say, well, if she's with you and she's been coming to me, bruh, it ain't you. It ain't nothing you doing wrong. It's her. I didn't even know that, because I wouldn't have been with if that was the case. So that's going to be a different conversation. So there's no motive that any man's going to have to sit up and tell you, well, this is what I've been doing. And that's no, because see, if you go to him and ask him that question as a man and he ain't know that he was sleeping with somebody else's wife or somebody else's old lady, then you done broke that man's heart. I mean, you gave him the news that she did the heartbreaking, but you gave him the news that breaks his heart. And so he's not going to be in the right frame of mind to sit up and say, oh, well, this is how you can, that's not what's going to happen. So I worry about some guys thinking that that's going to be a smart thing to do. Man, it's not. You find this out. You find out she's creeping and cheating. Man, what you do is you ask her. Ask her what she's into. Say to her, look, what is it that you like? And then when she finishes telling you, then you say, okay, well, I'm going to start doing all these things with the next woman that doesn't cheat, but I ain't going to be doing them for you. You need to go to that dude that's been doing them things. And everything that you got from me, you need to go to him for that. That's really the way to handle it. Don't ever think that really understand this. When you are generally a good and responsible guy and she's getting something else from somewhere else, they don't want you to know what it takes. And what's the reason? Because they don't want to be faithful. So no, don't be walking up to these guys asking them, well, what is it that you doing? Now, some would say, well, Glenn Cameron did it. Yeah, he did that when he had a gun pointed at his head. But in most cases, they don't have an incentive to do it. I mean, if they know, like I said, if they know, they don't have an incentive to tell what it is, because then they are of no value to any lady, really. They don't sit up and hand over their value back to the husband, their utility back to the husband. Not that that's going to work, but that's what they would be, in their mind, that's what they would be doing. And again, suppose that man thought that it was just him and her. Didn't know she had someone, she wasn't supposed to be cheating on somebody. Then he'd be like, then he would be telling you, dang, I didn't know. Now that man's crushed. He's not going to be happy. He's not going to sit up and say, well, look, man, you need to skin the cat at this 90-degree angle. Oh, and she likes this special kind of whip you can buy at this special kind of store. He ain't going to do that. Why would he? He don't know. So that's what y'all got to understand, man, and keep in mind. All these ideas y'all got, man, y'all need to stop that. People got all kind of insane and crazy ideas about what they can do to not be cheated on. Gentlemen, the thing to do, if you find out that she's cheating, is to leave her. That's how you're not being cheated on. Okay, now it don't matter what she do. It ain't your business. And it ain't her business what you do. That's the way, because when they want to, they're going to do it. And understand, you're already in a society that the same society that is going to socially promote her for cheating and degrade her for being faithful is the society that is telling her that if you are a responsible man with a conscience and some morals and this sort of thing, then you are the one on whom to cheat. And that if you were no good ninja couch surfing and you hit a genetic lottery, then you are the one with whom to cheat. The same society that has negative consequences for them, for fidelity, and positive social rewards for cheating is the society that's telling them on which men to cheat and with whom to cheat. You're not going to get around that. That ain't your fault. I told you, gentlemen, the best thing to do is leave. IBMOR, SYSBM, I don't think they're mutually exclusive anyway. That's the best thing to do. See, Mr. Samuel said several years ago, be the one with whom she wants to cheat. And then, I mean, that's a good principle. That's a good concept until you understand the social pressure under which they fall. Okay, well, I mean, to do that, you pretty much can't be a high value man, really. I hate to say it, but you can't. It's you would think that's with whom they want to cheat. No. That's the one from whom they want their provisions. The ones with whom they want to cheat are the ones that don't have this stuff, whether financially or otherwise. But certainly financially, the ones that, unless they're like Balzerian, who just inherited a fortune. You get the idea, gentlemen. Thanks for listening. Black heart, black mind, blackout, and now you know why I say black. Heterosexual, non-select male power just because they don't like it. And black patriarchy until extinction or judgment day.